was so bad. You just got it. Come on. Whoa.
Having spoken, the doomsayer departs.
Come on.
Why don't you get Billy dressed? I'll take him into town with me. Hit the store before it gets all bought out.
How do you folks hold up in the storm?
Big insurance day.
Sorry to hear that.
What's going on?
It's death.
Something in the mist! Shut the doors! Shut the doors!
The only way we're going to help ourselves is to seek rescue.
Tie this around your waist.
Before.
Well, let us know you got at least 300 feet.
There's nothing out there. Nothing in the mist.
What if you're wrong?
Then I guess the joke would be on me.
It is time to take sides. Read the good book. It calls for blood.
Guys, I hear something. Are those bugs?
Not like any I've ever seen. The entire front of this store is plate glass. Promise you won't let the monsters get me.
What are you guys messing with up there?
I thought that there were other dimensions. They wanted to try and make a window.
Well, maybe your window turned out to be a door.
Who she's gonna sacrifice to make it all better?
We want the boar.
You try it.
Kill him!
Hey up, it's Steve from the Old Yorkshire Geek, and welcome to Friday Night Appointment with Fear. This week we're doing The Mist, as you saw from that trailer. Anyway, people are in the chat already. Several days ago, Joshua Kanapke left this message. Whoa, we talk about Stephen King on Friday, and this is what you come back with. Whatever. It's just a coincidence. Anyway, Josh Temple's here with Harpoon at the ready, which could be needed tonight because there's monsters in the mist. Anyway, hang on, where are we? And Wingrace has arrived. He says, rest in peace, Andre. Speaking, of course, of Andre, I forgot his bloody last name now, Andre Brower or something, isn't it? Something like that. Yes, Andre Brower, who's passed away quite recently, I think, wasn't it? I think it was quite recently. Right, so, The Mist. But before we start, don't forget, like and subscribe, share the videos, drop a comment, hit the notification bell if you're subscribed already. We're live on YouTube. Yes, we are. We're live on Rumble, and we're live on Twitch. I thought, sod kick, because it's not getting anywhere. At least some people watch Twitch. 1 or 2 people. I were getting no views whatsoever on Kick, so I've gone back to Twitch. Hey, if I could do 4 streams, I'm not paying for the professional version of StreamYards, but I can only do 3 streams. Anyway, the council has convened because Joshua Kanapke's arrived. I just read out your message from last week. Anyway, so there we go. The Council of Joshers is here to save the day. Right. We're live on all those platforms. Later on, I'll upload it to Spotify, Amazon Music Podcasts, and Google Podcasts. I'm also on Facebook, X, and Instagram. Links are in the description, as are the links for my 2 books, Silent Predator, short horror novella about big cats eating people in North Yorkshire, and Mercury Rapids, a light-hearted sci-fi action-adventure about UFOs and stuff like that. Hang on, where are we? They're on Amazon Kindle and paperback. Give them a whirl. Right, what we're looking at. Oh, right, there we go. That's so tonight, The Mist, the colour version, not the black and white one. The black and white version's on with this. He originally wanted Frank Darabont they wanted this to be a black and white film because of the mist, I suppose. Mist kind of drains colour from things, doesn't it? And the black and white version's fine, but I don't see why people go on about doing stuff in black and white. But anyway, not that I've got anything against black and white. Josh says, I see you're letting your hair... Hang on, where are we? I see you're letting your hair down today. Yes, because I've washed it. I've washed it. Anyway. The hair scared me for a sec there. And Sci-Fi Quest is here. He is here. Supposed to be doing a bloody stream last night, and then he decided to change it. He's doing it tonight instead. Anyway, because he's a bugger. Right, we're off. Right, the film, The Mist. As I said, directed by Frank Darabont, written and directed by Frank Darabont, based on a novella from Stephen King, starring Thomas Jane, Marsha Day Harden, Laurie Holden, Andre Brower, Toby Jones. What was it? Philip de Mun, is that right? No, that don't sound right, does it? Whatever. Hang on, let's have a look. I forgot his name now. De Mun. Jeffrey de Mun. Where'd they get Philip de Mun from? Don't know. Jeffrey de Mun, William Sadler, Francis Sternhagen, Sam Witwer, Alexa Davalos, and others. Melissa McBride makes an appearance. Anyway, like I said, Frank Darabont is an amazing director. He's only directed 4 feature films, and 3 of those are based on Stephen King stories. Shawshank Redemption, Green Mile, and this, The Mist. The other one is The Majestic, which I've not seen, but he's one of the most respected directors and writers in Hollywood, to be completely honest. He also wrote the Blob remake, Nightmare on Elm Street Part 3, and loads of other stuff. It were also the one that got The Walking Dead going, not the comic, the TV series. I think he directed the first episode of that, which is why we see people like Melissa McBride and Jeffrey de Mun in that. So anyway, different stream tonight. Need an early night. Seeing June Part 2 tomorrow. All right, so you're not doing Attack of the Clones, are you? All right. Well, we'll see what happens. Right, where were we? Starring all those people. It had a budget of only $18 million, which, I wouldn't mind $18 million, but for a film, that's not a lot, particularly an effects-heavy film like this one. They do a good job. Box office was 57.3 million, so I suppose it were reasonably successful. It wasn't a blockbuster or anything like that. But it did well. Right, so let's get on with it. As usual, I'll not be just playing the film, because that would be wrong, and I will get in trouble with YouTube. We'll be watching it in a series of stills. Maybe I'll play the odd snippet. Let me get this baby ready. Oh, pardon me. Maybe I'll play the odd snippet as we go. I'll try and remember. I've watched the Blu-ray with all the special features, and I've watched it with the director's commentary. Hopefully I can remember it. Remember the information. Because I don't take notes because I'm lazy and I forget things. Anyway, hella cast in this. There's a lot to like about it, just not the ending. No, but apparently Stephen King loves the ending. So it says Attack of the Clones on Tuesday. Now Star Trek 4: The Voyage Home on Monday. All right. Okie dokie. Right, let's get on with it. I'll make myself titchy tiny. There I go. And we'll get the film up. Right, off we go. See if it's going to come on. Dimension Films, there we go. Dimension Films. Right, we're off. We're off and running straight away. Right, Thomas Jane plays, I can't remember the names of the characters. David Drayton. Yes, Thomas, got it right. Thomas Jane plays David Drayton, who is a movie poster artist, and they've based him on Drew Struzan, who probably did I think he did the poster for this film. But as we can see, this is essentially a recreation of Drew Struzan's studio. The Thing poster, Pan's Labyrinth there. I don't know what others there is. Is that Blade Runner? I don't know what that one is there. But as we move round, hang on. Ooh, it's lightning. There's a storm going on. As we move around, we can see he's doing a painting for the Dark Tower. Cool. I don't know what these are in the background. But anyway, he's in the midst of a storm. As we can see, Clint Eastwood in the Dark Tower. I've never read that, by the way, so I don't know. But there we go. The Mist. We see there's a big storm going. Thunder and lightning. That's a CG shot. The CG effects were done by, I've forgotten. Cafe Effects, something like that. Company I've never heard of. But, you know, the effects are not bad in this, not bad. And the practical effects were done by Greg Nicotero and his team at KNB Effects and all that. So it's got a good pedigree. Right, The Mist, we're off. They're watching. All the lights have gone out, by the way. That's lightning. That's lighting them up. So the power's gone out. So they think, right, there's a storm. We'll head down to the basement. Is that an American thing? When we have a storm here in England, we think, oh, there's a storm. Even if the power goes out, we just sit about and just wait for it all to blow over. Plus, I haven't got a basement, so I couldn't go down there. And there's the studio, and suddenly we're going to see a bloody great tree come smashing through the window. Here it comes. When it's ready, there it is. Maybe it's the tree from Poltergeist. And we're looking for a small child to take to the other side. Right. So there we go. So that's the studio knackered. Then we cut to next day. By the way, he always does, when there's a passage of time in this, he always does like a fade to black and then a fade in. So you know there's been a passage of time. A well-worn, not a trope, but a style, I suppose you could say. But there you go. So we see, by the way, it was filmed, it's supposed to be set in Maine because it's Stephen King, you know, so it's supposed to be set in Maine. But we're filmed in Louisiana, in Shreveport, and somewhere else that I can't remember the name of. So let me look it up. I've forgotten. Let's have a look. Filming. Where is it? Production. There we go. Does it say? Oh, I can tell it. Oh, goodness. Does it say where bloody filming took place? Well, that's stupid, isn't it? Anyway, well, it's in Louisiana. I think the studio, they had a studio, you know, a set. The sets were in Shreveport, I think. And this were filmed somewhere else. Or the supermarket that we're going to see were filmed somewhere else. This might be Shreveport. I don't know. Anyway. Right. So they're inspecting the damage. He's got his Dark Tower paint in there. And he's saying he's going to have to start again. There we go. Got to start over from scratch. So, you know, it's a disaster, but, you know, as long as they're fine, he says, you know, we're okay. They've got a son, that's his wife, by the way. We don't see much of her in this film. They've got a son, William, I think. So let me double check. I'm sure it's William, because he keeps calling him Big Bill. Where the hell is he? Oh, there we go, Billy. Yes, Billy Drayton. Hiding in the basement depends on the type of storm. What if you haven't got a basement? Definitely storm that tree from Poltergeist. Yes, they did. There was a tornado alert in the UK last week. Did you know there's more tornadoes in England than any other country in the world, except ours are crap? But that's true, is that? That's true, is that? We just tend to have little ones that don't do much damage. Anyway, so the boathouse as well. The boathouse has caught for it. But this isn't his tree. This is the tree that belongs to his neighbour. Apparently it's been dead for a while. And he's been on at his neighbour about getting rid of it before something blows it over. And something's blown it over and smashed his boathouse. And apparently he's had a big... he's had some dispute with his neighbour, who's Andre Brower. It's called Norton, is the character. He's had some dispute with him of something or other. I don't know what. And... you know, he's won a legal battle against him. So they don't get on. But anyway, as they're looking, they see some mist rolling in down the mountain onto the lake. Up in the mountains, there's a military base with something called Project Arrowhead. That's central to the story, as we learn. But anyway, they're wondering what's going on there. What's that mist? It's mist. Anyway. So, he's got to go and talk to the neighbour, Mr. Norton. Hey, Norton, you're looking mighty cute in them jeans. So he's going to go talk to him. Meanwhile, Norton's trying to chop this tree and he can't get his chainsaw working, so he's effing and blinding and swearing at it. So anyway, they have a little chat, as we see. And then he says, I just want your insurance, you know, details. And then we learn that another tree smashed into Norton's Mercedes. But it's not showing us it, is it? Let's have a look. Oh, there we go. Hang on. There we go. Smashed into his Mercedes and destroyed it, essentially. But so they kind of bond over that, you know, because it's guys and cars and stuff. There are 0 mountains in Louisiana. I wonder where they got them. Oh, they're CG, by the way. The background was all CG. The lake was in Louisiana, but the background was CG. Love Andre Brower, rest in peace. Yes. What are you in The Shield? I've never seen The Shield, but Frank Darabont has directed episodes of The Shield, so he's brought some of his actors over from that, and some of the crew as well for this film. Right, so, and he says to him, "Are you going into town, perchance?" So off they head into town, leaving his wife at the house, presumably to clean up. But him and David and Billy and Mr. Norton. Has he got a first name? I don't even know his bloody first name. Brent Norton. Heading into town. So off they go. A lot of this were filmed on a military base, apparently. So they got these basically these roads to themselves because it was a disused military base. So there's some power trucks heading by, and then we see some military trucks. This is all filmed on an old military base, apparently. There we go. And they got some military trucks thrown in for good measure. So they're heading. They're going somewhere in a hurry. He was in Homicide, Life on the Street, and Brooklyn Nine. Oh, right, whatever. So I don't know. If you don't have spaceships and stuff like that and monsters in it, I don't really watch a lot of TV stuff. Police procedurals. Anyway, they arrive at the supermarket, which is a real supermarket. They changed the facade of the name, obviously, but it's a real supermarket, and I can't remember the name of the town. It begins with a K, but it's in Louisiana, but I can't remember the name of the town. It might say on IMDb. Let's have a look. I bet it doesn't. I can't be bothered. Too much. He was also in Men of a Certain Age with Scott Bakula. Ah, Scott Bakula. That's a What We Do in Shadows joke. Only until 10 tonight. Going live then. Oh, but have Harris on stream if you can make it. Cool. I'll be along when I've done with this silly film. What's the cat doing? What you doing? You've heard me. You can hear me, can't you? Go back on the fire where it's warm. Behave yourself. Have you knocked something over? You have, haven't you? Bloody animal. I don't know. Didn't think much of the mist. Oh, well, sod off then. Go do your stream. By the way, I better change this answer. Because we can't see the subtitles. There we go. Right. Where were we? I forgot what I was talking about now. Oh, the supermarket. It's a real supermarket that they used just for these exteriors. When we get inside, it's a set. But anyway, so they're kind of getting on. We learn that the phones are out. This is outside. This is the pharmacy that's next door to the supermarket, which is a major set piece in there later. But anyway, right, so see, I've gone too far now. I'm trying to do it. There's a transition. So it heads over to the... Let's go back again. Press the wrong button. Oh, for God's sake. I've started it again, haven't I? Bloody hopeless. Right, let's try that again. Right, he heads over to the supermarket, and there's a transition as he's walking in there. This is... hang on, let's go back again. There we go. Obviously, that's the real supermarket, but as he walks in, we cut to the... this is the set. They built a set. They built the whole front, the facade of the supermarket, in a studio, and the interior. And you wouldn't know it, would you? It looks like it's natural daylight, but it's all in a studio. It's all cool. And and they're having all the locals are all buying up, because that's what people do when there's storms and things. They go and buy all the water and toilet rolls and pasta and everything. I preferred The Fog. The original one, yeah, The Fog is great. Yes, it is. So just looking at you. But, you know, it's a different film. We don't have ghost, zombie, leper pirates in this. We have monsters. Right, so we meet some of the other cast members now. There's Alexa Davalos as somebody or other. I don't know. But and there's Toby Jones. I can't remember the names of the bloody actors in this. I'm hopeless, aren't I? Alexa Davalos as Sally. You may know her from Chronicles of Riddick. Who else? Toby Jones as Ollie Weeks, assistant manager, as you can see there. English actor, the son of Freddie Jones, but he's playing an American in this. And then we've got Marcia Gay Harden as Mrs. Carmody. She's the film's nutter. All the paper bags are a smart idea. Stupid in the rain, though. Good for the environment. Roar, Alexa. I've seen her in something else as well, but I can't remember what. I could look her up, but I can't be bothered. Right, so Billy's with Brent, getting the supplies. So they're helping each other out, and Billy's telling him, I guess you're not mad at each other anymore. So, I guess not. Even though the power went out last night, the newspaper must have their own generator, because they've got they've got the papers out. Electric storm, largest on record. No date on the newspaper. Castle Rock High heads to top 20. So there we go. Oh, hang on, it has there. There's the date. I can't see it. Wednesday, August something, thing. Don't know. Toby Jones was in a great little show called Wayward Pines. Not seen that. In a great little show called Detectorists. Loved that. Billy, don't be a hero. Yes. Billy, don't be a hero. Anyway, so the newspapers got through, even though there were a power cut. That's dedication to your work. Anyway, here comes Starkiller. He arrives. And Maul. He's done Maul. Sam Witwer. He arrives with his two mates. They're soldiers on leave from the military base. And we learn that Sam Witwer, his character, don't ask me his name. Don't know. I'll look it up. I should make all these notes. Private Jessup. He's got the hots for Sally. But they've never got together until now. Interesting. I love Detectorists. I actually bought a metal detector after watching it. Kind of made me want to get one as well, I must admit, but I didn't. I resisted. Anyway. Right. So they arrive. And there we go. Bus leaves in 30 minutes, so they're heading out of town because they're on leave. This is Francis, what's-her-face? Francis Sternhagen. I'm going to have to look that up because I'm useless with it. Yes, Francis Sternhagen as Irene Repler. She's like the local headmistress or something like that. She's your typical irascible old American gran. That's what she is. And her behind her is, I can't remember her name either. Just a minute. Where is she? She's not even on the bloody list here. Look, I'm going to have to go to all cast and crew. Unbelievable. And she's got a major part in this film. Can't find her. She's in there somewhere. Just bear with me. Why aren't it showing her? No, not showing her. Has she got the same agent as, what's his face from Star Trek 2? Hattie, found her. That's Hattie, played by Susan Malastine Watkins. Magnet fishing kit and dredge I hope to get this year. Oh, right. I've got a Facebook friend who does magnet fishing. Anyway. Right, so anyway, they're all doing all the chit-chat while they're waiting in line for their groceries. And then we see a military police jeep pulls up and chap comes out. and he's calling the other soldiers, all leaves being cancelled at the base and all that. And there you go. All leaves are cancelled. So he's going over to the pharmacy or whatever. It says, when I get back, I want to see you in the Jeep. So there we go. So they're supposed to be heading back to base. Then what happens? Oh, yes. Then they hear a commotion. I think fire trucks and stuff go by. They hear this commotion. Oh, pardon me. And then Jeffrey DeMunn arrives on scene. That's why she's saying, oh, my God, because he's got a bloody nose. There he is. If we get a nice bloody freeze frame, for Christ's sake. There he is. Got a bloody nose, and he comes running in, and he's all panicking and all that jazz. I've never done magnet fishing. It seems really cool. Until you find a World War II bomb. Oh, dear. Or the mines with all the spikes on. Anyway, he comes running in saying, there's something in the mist. Even though we haven't seen any mist yet, but it's obviously arrived where he is. There's something in the mist. It got John Lee. It dragged John Lee away. There we go. It took John Lee. So they're all, oh, crikey, and they're saying, close the doors. And then a big siren goes off, just like Silent Hill. A Silent Hill type siren goes off. And then the mist rolls in over town. Obviously, it's CG mist. It rolls in. People are running to the cars. And then somebody in the supermarket, this fella, he says, the hell with this, I got to get to my car. So he heads out to his car. But he's fumbling with his keys. Should have got a new car with an electric lock, shouldn't he? And then he'd been in and off. But no, he's fumbling with his keys. And the mist covers him. And then we hear him screaming. In a minute. Well, we do. We hear him screaming. So something bad's happened to him. Who sounded the siren? The authorities. Anyway, they're all watching as the mist, envelops the town, and then there's a bloody great earthquake, and I don't know what this earthquake means. I'm not entirely sure. As they're watching, is it happening? It's going to happen now. What is it? There we go. An earthquake happens, and I don't know what it's supposed to signify. We learn later on, spoilers, that up at the military base they were doing some experiments, trying to open a portal to another dimension. That's what we're told. And they've obviously, ripped open the fabric of space and time or whatever, and the mist's poured through, and in the mist, there are all these creatures from this other dimension. So obviously, the portal's open already, before this earthquake. So I don't know what this earthquake represents. It doesn't even tell us. I don't think it. I've never noticed it anyway, unless it's the huge creature we see later on walking by. I've no idea, but there's an earthquake for some reason. So they're all shaken up. Look, because it's an earthquake. Anyway, they calm down. Everything's okay. Everybody hurt? No. And here's Melissa McBride. In an early role for her, apparently. I think she was thinking of packing it in and doing something else. And then she was suggested to Frank Darabont for this role. She hasn't got a big role in the film. But she obviously made an impression because he cast her in Walking Dead, didn't he? It's what's her face from Walking Dead, isn't it? Anyway, and she's saying that I can't stay. I've got to get home to my kids, and but nobody said, "Will anybody walk me home?" And the kids are only little, and the eldest one's 8, and presumably the other one is younger. And she said, "I'd only be gone a few minutes," so she's got to get home to her kids. And spoilers for the end of the film, we see her at the end of the film with 2 kids that look older than 8. But maybe she was lying. I don't know. Anyway. Hey, if I find a World War II bomb in a river in Nevada, then I'm in a different multiverse. That's true. A Japanese balloon bomb, maybe. I saw a YouTube vid where someone found 2 Lugers and a few World War II Webley pistols. Same guy found crates of unused Sten guns. Cool. Where? In this country. Earthquake was something huge. Yes, don't know what it was. Don't know what it was. We didn't hear like the big footsteps as though the big creature that we see at the end walking by. We didn't, there was just an earthquake. But I don't know what it was. It was just an earthquake. They're suggesting that there might have been an explosion at one of the mills in a nearby town, and the mist is a chemical cloud. There we go. But she's still saying, I've got to get home. Will nobody walk a lady home? And nobody will. And I would think, as I was watching this, they're all like looking down at their feet and shuffling awkwardly. And I was thinking, I'd like to think I'd have walked her home. Because they don't know the danger yet, really, do they? Apart from Jeffrey DeMunn shouting and bawling, saying something took John Lee, whoever he is. But even the soldiers won't help her. So she says, I hope you all rot in hell. And out she goes. She says to him, she says to Thomas Jane, what about you? He says, I've got my own kid to look after. By the way, the kid, whose name I've forgotten, where is he? Nathan Gamble, great little actor. He's actually better than Thomas Jane, particularly at turning on the waterworks. It'd be kind of hard to get away with lying about kids' age in a small town like this. Yes, it probably would be, but the kids that she's with at the end of the film, they may not be her kids, I don't know, but she's with a couple of kids, and they look older than 8. Maybe it's just me being, cruel. Right, anyway, so off she goes. She says, I hope you're rotting hell, and she disappears into the mist. Spoilers, she's fine. One of the few people that are. But anyway, right, so they're gathering up supplies and getting sorted out, and little Billy's in shock and, like everybody else. But here we learn that it is the lovely Laurie Holden, what's her name? Her character's name? I've forgotten. Laurie Holden, where are you? Amanda Dunfrey. She's a new teacher. She's a new teacher. Hey, don't knock Thomas Jane. Super Tom. Super Tom. That was in the UK. I was in the UK where they found all that German stuff. So why were there loads of German stuff? Well, two Lugers in a crate. I don't know. Oh, unused Sten guns. Oh, are they? Oh, they're ours, aren't they? I think. I don't know. Anyway, whatever. Don't care. Don't care about guns. Right. So we're getting introduced. There's obviously some chemistry between David and Amanda, but obviously he's married. But they're all getting settled in, wondering what to do, and they're going to tidy up, and Thomas Jane's going to go help, and Billy's say, don't go, but, he's going to stay with Hattie, Mrs. Turman, I think is that Hattie? I think that's her name. Going to stay with her, and, until he gets back, so there we go. Right. He goes into the back by the loading dock, and the generator, he goes in and starts coughing a bit, and the generator's backing up. There's all fumes in the loading dock. So he goes and turns off the generator. Something's blocking the outlet from outside. That's Amanda getting some aspirins. Right, so what's he doing? He's looking around. Oh, something's pressing up against the shutter. As he's watching, look, something's banging against it and then pressing up against it. So he goes out and says, don't go in there, there's something trying to get in or whatever. But they don't believe him, because we see William Sadler, a.k.a. Sloane from Deep Space Nine. What's the name of his character? Jim. They don't believe him. So they decide to go check for themselves. There you go. Nobody's calling you a liar. That's what it sounds like. That's my, Louisiana accent. Whatever. But they go in. He sees he starts the generator up, and obviously smoke starts coming out of it. And he says, all right, something's blocking the outlet. So this young lad, we've seen in other stuff. Let's get a good picture of him. Whatever. he volunteers to go out and clear the blockage so they can get the generator going. And Ollie, Toby Jones, says, "Oh, don't worry about it. The generator's it's for the fridges and stuff. So the food will keep and all that. Because there must still be power, because he turned the generator off when he went back out to the supermarket. The lights were on, so that must be on a different thing. Unless there's batteries, I don't know. But he decides he's gonna go and gonna go outside. The young lad, who is played by, can't remember. Oh, where are we? Don't know. I've forgotten his name. In the film. Never mind. Don't matter. Just FYI, I might all yellow this ending. You mean like turn on the old waterworks or kill it? For now, it's called The Mist, but it looks more like thick fog. Well, the fog had already been done. It's a bit of a pea souper, isn't it? Particularly when he opens up this shutter in a minute. He's telling them not to go, by the way, Thomas Jane, and Toby Jones says, they don't know what else to do. Let them figure this out. So he turns on the generator to open the shutter, and there we see it opening up. That's a pea souper, isn't it? So he's going to go, is this lad. I wish I could remember his name. I think he usually plays baddies. He's got that sort of a face, hasn't he? But something grabs his leg as he's looking. There we go. A big tentacle comes out. A big CG tentacle comes out and grabs his leg. So they'll grab hold of him because it starts pulling him out. There we go. So they start pulling him back. And what's going on? And then another tentacle comes in, and there we go. More tentacles. Some Lovecraftian beast grabbing hold of him, and they can't keep hold of him, and drags him out. But another big tentacle comes in as well. Good pausing, isn't it? By the way, it's all like handheld, or mostly handheld cameras, and I think the two cameramen that used to they did it all handheld, and were pushing the cast out of the way to get the shot and stuff like that. So it gives it that you're in the middle of the action feel to it. There we go, more tentacles grabbing hold of the kid. Go. But said they can't hold on. It drags him out in a minute. Toby Joe's going to get a fire axe, but it's just too late. It drags him out. See, William Sadler's in shock. Come on, Toby, frame yourself. But he's a proper hero in this film, is Toby Jones. Great character. His old Ollie Weeks. So he's going to chop the tentacle, and just as he's bringing down the axe, it drags him off, boink, and it bangs his head on the shutter. So they go and try and get hold of him again, but something drags him away. There you go, they try and get hold of him, but it drags him off into the mist. Meanwhile, another big tentacle's come in. It's grabbed hold of is it dog food? Yeah, it is dog food, dog biscuit food, whatever. There you go, it breaks it all. And he gets dragged off into the mist to his doom. So they fight off the big tentacle. There you go. Fights it off. And they close the shutter. I think they chop one of it. He gets the axe and chops the end of this one off. I do believe. There we go. Chops that off. And there you go. And they get the shutter down. And so they're like, crikey. Ooh, that were exciting. So he gets cross with Jim now. You got that young lad killed, and he punches him and all that. And he says, "Oh, I didn't know, did I?" So they're all upset, as to be expected. In the show Friends, says Joshua Kanapke, Phoebe's mum always turned the movie off after the boy was rescued by the dog, so Phoebe never knew how it really ended. All right, I've never seen Old Yeller. It's an American thing. I often give my daughter the option of Old Yeller endings to keep her from getting too sad, but she doesn't take it often. You can't say it's got a sad ending, because it's kind of got a happy ending. Just not very happy for Thomas Jane, or his character. Makes me think of the Punisher every time I see his face. Makes me think of Deep Blue Sea. Or Dreamcatcher, which has kind of got a similar feel to this film, Dreamcatcher. But anywho. Right, so, they go back in. But nobody believes them. And they tell the others. They're talking about, we've got to tell the others. And, the rest, the other people, particularly Brent Norton, don't believe him. So I think we'll talk to Brent because he's like a lawyer or something, some top lawyer in the city. So I think get him on our side. Everybody else will fall in line. He's respected, but he don't believe him. He thinks they're it's some joke, at his expense. So he's like, oh well, shit to you then, basically. Oh no, actually, he says, Thomas Jane says, I'll drag you in there because I want to show him what's left of the tentacle. But he won't go because he's stubborn. There you go, get your head out your ass. He's stubborn. He won't go. So he grabs hold of him. So I'll drag you in there if I have to. Look. But then he says, this man assaulted me, put his hands on me, blah, blah, blah. And all that stuff. I like Dreamcatcher. Apparently it's hated. I like it as well. It's another Stephen King one, isn't it? I like it as well. It's not brilliant, but I do like it. I do love me some Deep Blue Sea. It's terrible, but dadgummed fun. I like Deep Blue Sea as well. They're not the best. Dreamcatcher and Deep Blue Sea, they're not the best films, but they're fun, aren't they? And that's all you want from a film. So they decided to talk to the rest of the people in the supermarket, including not Ron Perlman there. And the manager doesn't believe him either. But anyway, they convinced some people to go back and see what's going on in the. There we go. So they see the tentacle, which unfortunately, they see that, so they think, oh right, but unfortunately they give it a prod and it reacts and then disintegrates. Oh, Pete's sake! There you go. It just disintegrates. It just into nothing. So all the evidence has disappeared now. Dreamcatcher was meh. Say it were all right. What about The Predator? That was bloody rubbish. The Predator, what? Oh, bloody awful with that film. Right, so then we may have a problem. Then I think there's like a bit of a passage of time. We're having a look outside. By the way, all the shots of the mist now, apart from the CG mist that we saw rolling into town, whenever we see the mist now, that's all done in the studio. Because obviously they couldn't do it outside because it'd all blow away. So in the studio with the frontage of the supermarket, they had a special effects mist going on there. Right, so they're taping up the windows and piling up the cat litter and dog food and all that stuff. She's praying to God because she's one of them who's into God. But it turns out she's kind of right. But she's mental. So she's praying, to give her a sign and all that. And we learned that she's mental. I said she's crackers. She's crackers is Mrs. Carmody. And Amanda, we're just trying to be friends with her. And, so I'm just being friendly and all that. And then she says, if I want to have a friend, I'll squat down and shit one out. And I'm like, bloody hell. So there you go. It shows how crackers she is. He still doesn't believe that there's monsters. So he's going to go out with some people, with his people, and they're going to go out and find help and all that. But say, no, you shouldn't do that. But he's decided he's going to go. That's Jim getting angry at Mrs. Carmody because she's telling him, oh, it's all the wrath of God and all that. She's giving it all that. But Jim doesn't believe her. But he does later on. He soon turns. Where are we? Who the hell is going to lie about that sort of thing? Come on, you idiots. Yes, they're all idiots. Predator was awful. Predators is the third best of the series. Like I said, Predator is amazing. Predator 2 is amazing. Predators is all right. The Predator is awful. Prey is not bad. And you know what? I don't mind the two Alien versus Predator films. They're not the best, but they're not bad. It's the bloody army experiment with LSD on civvies again. Says Sci-Fi Quest. Yeah, that's the King's general opinion of Christianity. Anyway, hang on. I hope the window is rated for the weight of all those sacks. I don't think they're leaning them against the windows. They're just propped up in front of them. Anyway, so she's saying, praise the good book and all that, and he'll be your deliverance. Oh, it's on about, she's starting about sacrifices and stuff, and she gets slapped across the face by Laurie Holden in a minute. She's going to do it now. Oh, no, I think we've just missed it. She slaps her across the face to get her to shut up. There we go. Because she's, there we go. Because she's scaring everybody. There you go. You'll all be on your knees to me before this is through. There's always one, isn't there? There's always one fundamentalist who tries to take charge. Right. So, is little Billy's talking to the soldiers, asking, well, the army are going to come and rescue us, aren't they? They're going to come with tanks and all that. And obviously they don't know, but I suspect there's something about these soldiers. I'm not sure about Sam Witwer, but the other two, they seem to know more about what's going on because something happens to them later on. So I think they know more. And they were trying to get out of town quickly for some. So I think they knew something had happened up at the base and they were trying to get out of there. But that backfired. Right, so they're having a little father-son moment, I'm going to get you home and all that, we've just got this to get through, blah, blah, blah. This fella has got a shotgun in his truck, but said, we don't want to go out there. But not Ron Perlman. Oh, by the way, we learn that Amanda has a gun, a revolver, in her purse, and she's got lots of clips, whatever. She's got 12 bullets. She offers that up to the Goody group, the Thomas Jane gang. And we learn that Ollie, in the back, there he is, he's a crack shot. He was a champion marksman or something. All-state champion 1994 or something like that. So he takes the pistol. And this is Brent decides he's going to go with some of his people. They're going to go and find help. So I think off they go. I think that might be the last we see of them. But then not Ron Perlman volunteers to go out to the truck. He's not, he's volunteered to go outside, but not with Brent and all them. Volunteers to go out to the truck and get the shotgun. And they said, okay, we'll tie a cord around you, and if anything happens, we'll drag you back or whatever. So that's what they're going to do. There you go. You'll die out there, all of you. She's not wrong. Well, I don't think she is. So off they go. I don't think we see him again. They toddle off into the mist. We don't hear any screams or anything. And we don't know what's happened to them. Presume they've been got, but I don't know. But anyway, not Ron Perlman heads out. Got a jacket a bit like me. And a bandana a bit like mine that I sometimes wear in my gaming streams. She should be bound, gagged, and bagged. Don't know about slapped. Well, she's entitled to her opinions. Right, so, he's telling her about God. He's saying, she's all about, talking about, she's been all Old Testament and all that. The wrath of God and all that. And he's saying, I believe in God, I just don't think he's the bloodthirsty asshole that you'll make him out to be. So, right, so off he goes. He sets out into the mist, to the misty mist and the dusky dusk. So they're feeding the line out, a bit like in Poltergeist, when he's going into to get the kid. But anyway, it goes slack as though he's stopped. Maybe he's got to the truck. But then something grabs the line and feet starts pulling it, just like in Jaws, just like starts pulling it out, like that. And it's going through his fingers, burning his fingers. So Francis Sternhagen hands him a towel in a minute. There we go, going like that. There we go. It's dragging. I'm sleeping. And then it all goes slack, so they pull it in, start pulling the rope, the string rope, whatever the hell it is, back in. And it's got all blood all over it. Oh, no. Oh, for Pete's sake. It's got all blood all over it. Oh, I've gone too far. And we see that they're pulling in just his legs. And there's a thing in the making of where Frank Darabont saying, when I shout legs, you all scream. So he went, legs! And they all screamed, because they all scream when they see them. Oh dear. So that's the end of not Ron Perlman. Apart from his legs. He might be fine. He could do a Darth Maul. He could be toddling about somewhere with no bum. So, they're setting up some work lights, but they're battery powered, and they said if they turn them on, they haven't, the batteries, they don't know how much power's in the batteries, it could only last a few minutes. So they said, okay, use them for emergencies only. She's in the staff room, or a locker room. Is that her little sister or something? Probably. So I don't know. Is it her? I don't know. So we learned that her and Private Jessup, Sam Witwer, kind of like each other. They knew that he's local. The other two, from elsewhere, but he's a local lad who's stationed up at the base. So they went to school together. So they have a snog. Oh, there we can see he's got Project, Arrowhead on his patch on his uniform. So anyway, so they're an item now. Anyway, night time's fallen. There we go to see that there is some power somehow getting through, because there's lights on in the parking lot. That's what he's saying. They're on a timer, and somebody suggests, well, maybe we could get out there and feed a line or something and get the power from them. But said that's not a good idea. Why don't they just head for that Jeep? I'm saying that they'll have the keys for it, will they? Anyway, this fella is having his dinner. He's having some chicken, because somebody got a barbecue going, and they've been cooking up some chicken. But then, as you see in the distance there, something's heading towards him. There it is, look, here it comes. And it's a creature. Here it comes. Boink. God, he says. So they're all going to check it out, and suddenly there's loads of them appearing. There you go. Look. Loads of these bloody insects, and it's obvious they're heading for the lights, but they seem to take ages to work that out. I've been saying, well, turn the lights off that's in the window, but no, they just shine more lights about, just to show that they're attracted by the lights. Why are animals that come out at night attracted to light? I don't know. Why does it come out in the daytime? There's loads of the stuff. Anyway, never mind. First person to talk about sacrificing people is the first to get sacrificed in my book. It's your idea. You should go for after you. But here she is. She's giving a biblical. I don't know if she's reciting from the Bible or if she's just making things up that sound like they might be from the Bible. But she's giving it all. Even as the scorpions of the earth have power, blah, blah, blah. But they're all looking and they're thinking, well, they're harmless. They can't get through the glass. There you go, the shiny lights, look. But something bigger arrives. Here it is, a big pterodactyl type thing. And that starts munching on these critters. So they're all, oh, heck. But then one of them hits the, there we go, hits the glass and breaks it. So they said, turn the lights off. And they're all turning the lights off, but then these buggers turn these lights on. And then he says, in a minute, he says, shall I turn the lights off or on to Ollie there? It says, oh, leave them on. I thought, what, on or off? What's going on? Anyway, this is the famous scene 35 now, which took them 6 days to shoot, where the creatures get in. So there's going to be bugs and the pterodactyl bird things flying about. And they're using lighter fluid and stuff on mops to try and fight them off. She squishes one of them and falls over. Alexa, Sally, whatever, gets bitten by one of the... by the way, I've got to show this. It's not the best scaling. Let's go back. As it flies up to her... There we go. As it flies up, not the best scaling, is it? It looked a bit iffy to me, but, better than I could do. Anyway, it bites her. Well, no, it stings her. On its tail, it stings her on the neck. I thought it bit her at first, but as we can see, it stung her on the neck. And then it flies off. And Sam Wick was there, saying, what's the matter, Sally? And she all swells up. Now, you're going to be fine. Anyway, they're trying to light these... things, these mops, as the creatures are flying about. Toby Jones can't get a clear shot. It obviously likes ice cream. Give it some Häagen-Dazs. That's what it's after. A bit of Ben & Jerry's. I think it's all in there, isn't it? A bit of Häagen-Dazs there. Some Ben & Jerry's up there. Don't know what that is. Give it some cookie dough. That's what I like. Cookie dough. That's my favourite. Anyway... this fella is trying to beat off one of these, starts whacking that thing. There we go, splatters that. But he comes to a sticky end soon. I think it's him anyway. Right, off to talk about Halo Season 2 now. Shame I'm going to miss the rest. You don't like the film anyway. Anyway, go have fun over on the Sci-Fi Quest stream. Talking about Halo Season 2. Cool. See you later, mate. See you later. Thanks for stopping by. I assume they're just the time wraiths from Doctor Who, and all of this happened because Punisher tried to go back and save his family. Yes, don't know what you're talking about. Give me some Blue Bunny. It's far better and cheaper. Is that ice cream? I don't know. Get ice cream from the supermarket. Get like tubs of ice cream, like Neapolitan, stuff like that. Raspberry Ripple. Regular stuff. On the thing, it says soft scoop. Bullshit. Anyway. Whoop. Steady. Right, there we go. Ollie, you want the lights on or off? Because poor Jim doesn't know what to do. He says, leave them on. Meanwhile, this fella, there we go, one of the birds has landed on his back and it starts tearing at his back of his neck. I think he dies. She's trying to light this bloody... this mop. She gets it going eventually. There you go. And me ripping at the back of his neck. But Super Tom heads to the rescue. Meanwhile, this fella, I think he's called Joe or Joey. Something like Joe, yes, Joe Eagleton or Eggleton. Yes, soft scoop that bends the bloody spoon. Blue Bunny's soft and smooth and creamy, far better. Probably won't be if I put it in my freezer. Blue Bunny is tasty for sure. It's an American thing, isn't it? It's an American thing. I make my own ice cream sometimes. I get some, what they call it, evaporated milk and stuff like that, and make my own. Right, where are we? Right, so in this they've got petrol or something in this bucket, so he's going for a mop. They will bring the torches. Meanwhile, Alexa is not looking well. She's doing a excuse me, Harry Potter's aunt. You know when he made her all that. She's doing that. Right, so he lights this up, and then because he's like me. I'd do this because he sets off and then trips over the bucket full of flammable liquid, and then sets himself on fire. Oh dear! But cool fire stunt. Where are the goddamn extinguishers? Don't know. So he's not going to be well. They nearly burned the supermarket down. Oh, excuse me. I'm have a drinky. Still talking about bloody ice cream. Hang on. Briars for me. As to spoon bending, remember there's no spoon, lol. Yes, so no Uri Gellers. I'll just run the spoon scoop under the hot tap just before scooping. No matter hot tap, it needs to be bloody in a furnace or something. It needs to come out red to get through the bloody ice cream that we have. Remember, we're in Britain, we're a million years behind you. In everything. Still in the 19th century. Anyway, is attacking the bird thing with the flaming mop and fights it off and goes chasing it down the supermarket aisles. There he is, chasing it down the aisles with some cool effects. So it's obviously there's some parts of it that it's a real. He's chasing like a dummy one of them, that's on a rail. It's chasing it down the corridor, and they've overlaid it with the CG, and it looks quite good. Anyway, there's a bit here that's interesting where Mrs. Carmody, one of these bugs, just flies up to her, lands on her. She doesn't panic or anything like that. She's willing to. She's ready. The will of the Lord or whatever. She gives it all that, and it just flies off. It just, there we go. She's ready to die. There you go. My life for you, your will be done. And it just flies off. It gives her a look and flies off. Does this mean she's right all along? Could be. Because even Frank Darabont says that in the commentary at the end of the film. He said, maybe she were right. But anyway. Right, the hot water trick works, but it makes the remainder harder and frozen over the next batch. Blue Bunny never bends spoons, it's truly soft. Like a bunny, one would say. Anyway. So why didn't it get her? I don't know, but it didn't. So it makes you think. Right. So there's they've killed one of them by burning it. There's still one of them flying about. It looks eating the bugs, but it gets shot now. It lands on that little table, and good old Toby Jones takes it out with a well-aimed shot, and. Thusly, but it's not dead, and it stumbles off, and it's heading for. There we go. Billy comes running out. Look, because kids looking for his dad. Meanwhile, his dad's beating this thing to death. Even though it's burning. Die, you bastard! That's what he's saying. I would be. But anyway, meanwhile, this thing's gonna head towards little Billy. Toby Jones has got his gun ready. There's little Billy standing out. Dad! And Dad comes round the corner and just grabs Billy in time. There we go, Billy. Just grabs him as Toby Jones takes the shot and kills the beast. There we go. And they're all safe now for the time being. Meanwhile, poor Hattie, is that her name, Hattie? She's all shocked now, and we learn that she's more shocked than you might imagine. Yes, if only they had harpoons. Yes, they'd have been fine. It'd have been over and done with now. They'd have been safe. There you go. She's. I think she's guilt-ridden or something because she was supposed to be looking after Billy and he nearly died, or whatever. But it's a dangerous situation. Anyway. young not lieutenant, Private Jessup is sad because poor Sally's died. In a minute. One said it hurts so bad that would show him that's burnt. So they pull him away. He's not dead yet. But we learn that poor Sally's dead. Oh, there she is, all swollen. He is the legs of not Ron Perlman. Toby's got a gun. Whatever it is drags him off. We hear a growl or something stomps up. We don't see what it is, and it drags off not Ron Perlman's legs and his what's left of his guts. Young Billy's asleep, saying he wants to go home to his mum, and so she's comforting him. But they're having a little moment. Meanwhile, Joe is in a lot of pain. That's his brother. Hang on. Oh, where the hell is he? There he is. That's Joe's brother. Can't remember his name. There you go. Joe's not doing well, and they need loads of antibiotics and painkillers and stuff like that. And all they've got in the supermarket is like aspirins and booze. So they've got to go to the pharmacy. Remember the pharmacy across the way? They've got to head there for antibiotics and strong painkillers. So that's the plan for what they're going to do next to save Joe. Not Ron Perlman, his actor Brian Libby. Okay, I'm still going to call him not Ron Perlman. And Castellar Daniel Garcia's here. The Arrowhead project from the military was mentioned in the book. I've not read the novella. So, anyway, in the story, they just keep driving into the mist at the end. Yeah, I think they said that. I thought they stopped in a restaurant or something. I thought they said that. I've not read it, so I don't know. But it had a different ending, did the book, didn't it, to what this ending has. Anyway, I'm just looking at... never mind. And there she's asking Hattie if she can keep an eye on Billy. She needs to go to the bathroom. But then we learn, there we go, Hattie's dead. She's taken whatever's in there. Whatever that is. Something ending oxyphene. I don't know. She's taken all them and basically killed herself. So she's overdosed herself. Because of the situation or because Billy almost died. I don't know. But she's self-deleted. Right. They will learn that the bugs have gone away now because the sun's coming up. They will learn that we've got to head out to the pharmacy. They take Hattie's body through to the loading dock. This is, I think he's saying, they should get in his truck. His truck can take 8 people. Oh, pardon me. They should get in it and drive south as far as the fuel will take them. Try and get clear of the mist. But they said first they need to get some stuff for poor Joe, poor burned Joe. Not flakier Joe. But anyway, and they're talking about Mrs. Carmody. She's basically converting people in the supermarket. But anyway, we're learning about how civilization can soon collapse. They turn off the lights and all that and scare people. Eventually everybody will turn on each other or they'll start becoming tribal, which is what's happening, isn't it? Which is what's happening. Hey, Joshua says, I knew I'd seen not Ron Perlman and stuff, but I had to track who he was down. He's got one. I've seen him in stuff, but I don't know his name. Well, I do now. Brian Libby. Ollie is a good, kind-hearted character with great shooting skills. Yes, he is. He's my favourite character in the film, to be completely honest. He's the best one. Anyway, so they decided they're going to go to the pharmacy and get some stuff. And so, obviously, Oscar clip here for this young lad, for young Nathan. playing Billy. And Frank Darabont says, none of the tears are false. This is all the young actors, acting. Could turn it on and off. And says, better than Thomas Jane, saying you don't want him to go. But says, no, I've got to go. And it's going to, I forgot her name now. Whatever. Laurie Holden's going to look after him. She's saying if you go there, there you go. Are you so anxious to make your boy an orphan? You're all going to die, blah, blah, blah. But, they get some volunteers. They're going to go, including Frances Sternhagen. She's going to go as well. And so is Private Jessup, Sam Witwer. There we go. She threw she threw a tin of peas at her. Is it going to happen now? Because she's brought down the wrath of God on this place, and suddenly a tin of peas hits her in the face. Have I ever missed it? Oh, there we go. See, I'm going too bloody far. There we go. Bang! Tin of peas. I bet that hurt. I bet that hurt. I won't want a tin of vegetables thrown at me. Because there is that poem, isn't there? A strange thing happened to my brother Jim when somebody threw a tomato at him. Tomatoes are juicy and don't hurt the skin, but this one was specially packed in a tin. A little bit of poetry for you there. I won't want a tin of peas thrown at me. But there she says, shut up, you miserable buzzard. And so that she's going to start fighting. They hold them back. And she says, I've got more peas. She's talking about stoning people. It's perfectly okay in the Bible. There you go. I've got lots of peas. Bless her. Another great character. Her and Ollie, the two best characters in the film. Hey, yes, Carmody's a religious zealot. Yes, he is. But she was already, unstable, and this situation's just brought it all out, hasn't it? But there's always one, particularly in Stephen King books, stories. I hope that one day the book The Talisman, along with its sequel Black House from King and Peter Straub, is made into a series. I love the character Wolf and the Thunder Five. I've not read them. The only Stephen King books I've read is Salem's Lot and It. That's the only ones I've read. I'm not a massive fan, to be honest. But I appreciate, his contribution to literature. When I was in high school, I wrote a poem called Killed by Flying Mangoes for a creative writing assignment. I bet it's ace. You'll have to recite it for us. Do a video of you doing a poem recital of, Killed by Flying Mangoes. You're sitting on a stool with a cigarette with a beret on. Talisman book Black House are amazing. Cool. I've only read it and a short story collection. Oh, I've read some of his Richard Bachman works as well, like The Long Walk and Thinner. Read them as well. Right, anyway, he volunteers, he's going with them, and Francis Sternhagen's going, and Jim's going, so off they go to the pharmacy, which is, just to the right, isn't it, if you're coming out of the supermarket. So off they go. So it's not far, but they work the way around. Not the best bit of film, it looks, I don't know, they're just moving the camera around to make it look as though they're walking a long way, but we know it's not a long way. It's like 50 yards or something like that. Oh, it's a long way probably when you're worried about creatures coming to eat you. But anyway, they arrive at the pharmacy, which is called King's Pharmacy, by the way. So they arrive, which it's another set. It's not in the real, in the real pharmacy. There was never a real pharmacy, by the way. We did see it, in the exterior shot, but they just built. There was a three wall facade next to the real supermarket. But this is on the studio lot set thing. I think this is a 2-wall set. I think they said, and the rest is just hidden by mist. Anyway, so you see all these webs. There's all these webs about everywhere. And I wonder what's going on in here. We find out soon. But then we're looking where the antibiotics and all the painkillers are. So there we got it. And they're getting all that stuff. He got a comic for this kid, shoved it in his back pocket. Did Super Tom. What's he got there? Oh, it's a I had a sword then. It's a sharpened stick, isn't Just looking at it, said, I've read a ton of his older stuff, probably everything before his accident. Also love the Dead Zone and Christine novels. In Christine, the evil dead owner of the car was inside the car. The film has a black and white version. This film does, yes, it does. It does. In the wherever I've put it, over there. I've got it on the Blu-ray. Comes with the colour version and the black and white version. Didn't see the point, to be honest. It's a good film either way, but I don't see the point in black and white. But anyway, right. So they've got to head back now, but then they see there's people up in the webs. It's like aliens, some kind of secreted resin. But secreted from what? It's that sort of thing. There we go. And they come across. There we go. The military policeman. At first, I thought it was Brent, but it's not. It's the military policeman because the to let us know that it's the military policeman. Hang on, gone too far. It shows us his helmet. There you go. 'Cause you wouldn't know otherwise. But he's saying sorry, it's all our fault, and then all the spiders erupt from his face. There we go. Well, baby spiders coming out of him. Everybody's nightmare. I shouldn't show that bit to Aidan because he don't like spiders, and he'd start freaking out. He would. It's the thing from Vox Solar. Is that an Enterprise episode or a Voyager? I can't remember. This film makes a good double feature with The Relic. Or Dreamcatcher, as we mentioned earlier on. Where were we? Right, so the... hang on, where's it gone? There we go. One of the spiders appears, and these are based... Frank Darabont based these. He didn't design them, obviously, but he said his idea for them were to be like the bugs, the bug alien things that are in the Outer Limits episode, the Zanti Misfits, which is actually my favourite Outer Limits episode, or one of them. Anyway, so he sees the bug. There we go. You can see it's got like a human-like mouth-ish, or human-like teeth, which is kind of what like the bugs in the Zanti Misfits were like. Cool stop-motion ants with human faces, or human-like faces. It were amazing. Anyway, so Toby shoots one. I think he shoots another one. There we go. And then the spitting out these threads, like silk thread things, but it's like acid, and it cuts through Joe's brother's leg. Oh, Bobby, that's his name. Cuts through Bobby's clothes and starts his leg bleeding and stuff. There they get one with an axe, which toddles off. And I think it's actually going to take his leg, essentially. I think it does. I don't know, but they end up putting a tourniquet on. Because they can't cut the strand, so they put a tourniquet on. Meanwhile, the MP's body falls down, and all the spiders come out, as if one itchy enough. Enterprise with the goopy white webs. I can't remember. I've been re-watching Enterprise. Maybe that one has skipped. It might have been. I can't bloody remember. Anyway, whatever. Just like from Lost in Space movie. It's been a while since I've seen that as well. Lost in Space movie is really fun. Critics be damned. Yeah, it's not bad. Apart from, the alien, CG alien thing. But the rest of the film's fine. But it's one of those films, the Lost in Space film, well, the versions I've seen, where you have to really put the volume up to listen to what people are saying and then lower it back down again when all the action starts. I hate it when they do that. It's because filmmakers don't care. Season 1, episode 22. All right, I'll have a look tonight. I'll have seen it, I just can't remember it. But anyway, spiders coming out of the MP. He gets got on his face. So it's eating all his face away, so he collapses. They're dragging poor Bobby away. Here we go. And good old Francis Sternhagen. I can't remember the name of the character, I'm sorry. She deals with one with... she makes a flamethrower. Yeah, she actually does it. She was practised for ages. She was terrified to do it to start with, but when she got hang of it, she loved it, doing that. So she takes care of one because she's a hero. I mean, that poor fella with his face burning off is getting got. They're dragging poor Bobby out. There you go. But they're met by a big spider thing outside. But Jeffrey DeMunn deals with it. I can't remember his character's name either. But Jeffrey DeMunn deals with it. Because he's run out of bullets, says Toby. So he stabs the bugger, and off it pops into the mist. There you go. He throws it away, and it scuttles off. There we go, King's Pharmacy. Don't know who that's named after. Anyway, poor Bobby's died, by the way. Oh, his legs did stay on. I thought his leg came off. But he died. So, he's dead. So the head back to the supermarket. Bit of a jump scare coming up in a minute. When it made the cameraman jump. Made Stephen King jump as well, apparently. I bet Josh Temple does that daily. Yeah, spiders with his harpoons, just throws them. Right, Castellar, Daniel Garcia. Frank Darabont made a great film called Buried Alive. That film on with The Wraith from Charlie Sheen. I saw that at the cinema, The Wraith. I then saw it on the shelf of a local video store the same week. And Friday night inspired my Wattpad story, Tales from the Crypt, Meet the Family. Cool. That's a, drop a link or something. I don't know if I can anything, but anyway, I'll look for it. Spider-Man is not coming to the rescue here. No, he isn't. Buried Alive, that one with Ryan. I don't know. I think but did he write it? I don't think he would have directed it, unless it were a TV thing. Let's have a look. Where are we? Buried Alive. I can't see it here. Hang on. TV. I can't see it. Never mind. Like I say, he's done of the films he's directed. He's only directed 4 movies and 1 short, and 3 of those, well, 4 if you count the short, are based on Stephen King things, apart from The Majestic. Buried Alive. Where are we? He might have written the script for it or something, I don't know. Anyway, unless it were a TV thing. Anyway, whatever. Oh yes, I remember. I haven't seen it, but yes, I remember that where he's, he's buried, isn't he? Buried Alive, 1990. It was nearly the perfect crime. Together with her lover, I think I've seen it actually. Joanna kills her husband, poisoning him, then burying him. However, Clint isn't dead and tunnels out to take revenge. It does ring a bell. Let me look that up. I'm sure I rented that back in the day. It does sound familiar. Oh, TV movie. There we go. Yes, directed by Frank Darabont. Why isn't it on his Wikipedia? Very peculiar. Anyway, right. So they've made it back. Minus Bobby and him that got his face burnt off. That's it, innit? Yeah. So they're saying, people are starting to turn towards Mrs. Carmody because she said people would die and all that. But anyway, why? Then we have another passage of time. He apparently, Super Tom, went to the back and just went to sleep for most of the day. There we go. How long was I out? Most of the day. He just passed out, apparently, probably through shock. And we learned that poor Joe died of his burns, so they got all that stuff for nothing. But anyway, whatever. She's busy doing a sermon, is Mrs. Carmody. So I think they decide they're going to go now. They're going to leave. And they're all saying, yes, we'll go with you. This little group that's here. They're saying, we'll go with you. But first, David, Thomas Jane, wants to find out what's going on. Expiate. Oh, what the hell does expiation mean? I meant to look that up and I forgot. I know what expiration means, but what does expiation mean? Expiation definition. Right. The act of making amends or reparation for guilt or wrongdoing. Atonement. Right, that's what it means. Welcome to Sesame Street. Today's word is expiation. Atonement, that's what it means. Right. Seeking forgiveness from God. That's what she's on about, isn't she? As we learn that Jim's gone over to her side as well. He was ready to punch her at the beginning of the film. But he's gone over to her side, and that's what she's saying. It hasn't even been 2 days. But then they're all agreed they're going to get out of there in David's truck, which will take 8 people. But he says he wants to talk to the soldiers, Lieutenant, Private Jessup, and all them to find out what's going on with this mist and all that. There you go. She's reading from her little pocket Bible. So there we go. They find him. He's there, smoking a cigarette. They say, "Where's your friends?" And he says, "I don't know. Am I their keeper?" There you go. But they were somewhere in the back. They've gone into the loading dock area. So they go look for him. Jim watches them, sees them going into the loading dock area. There we go. So he's going to see what's going on. They're looking round, and then she's shocked. It's Laurie Holden, because they've... for God's sake. Because his 2 friends have self-deleted themselves. They have hanged themselves. So did they know more about it? Why did they do that? Did they know what were coming? Anyway, so they've done that. Expiate originally referred to warding off evil by using sacred rites. I wonder if they put that in there on purpose. Possibly. But I think she more means it, like I said, find forgiveness in God's word and all that stuff. And that's what she's probably getting at. So they're talking to him, but Jim intervenes and drags him out and says, this is the one, he knows what's going on, it's all his fault. The other 2 hung themselves in the back. Hanged, Jim, hanged. And me. So they basically force young Private Jessup to tell him what's going on. He says he doesn't know, he heard things. That they were trying to open a portal to another dimension. He says something must have gone wrong, and it's things have come flooding through. He says, but it's not my fault. I was only stationed there. It's only a private, for God's sake. It were the scientists. And so anyway, so she's saying, the scientist is pointing the finger, and she says that he points the finger as she points the finger at him. There we go. Just thought was ironic. Behave yourself, you. Oi. Oh, bloody cat. I think she wants to go out. Bear with me a minute as you just read this Judas in our midst. Oh, come on, Pets. You want to go out? Come on, here we go. Is he going? Come on then. Is he going or not? You'll not be out all night, don't worry. You don't want to go out, do you? No, right. No. Behave yourself. Behave yourself. Bloody cat. Anyway, right, where were we? Buried alive as the father from the first Gremlins film, Hoyt Axton. Him, yeah. Patrick Stewart doesn't say hanged, and he's from your backyard. Yeah, but he's an idiot, isn't he? He might be Sir Patrick Stewart, but he's still a bloody idiot. Tim Matheson and Jennifer Jason Leigh are in Buried Alive. I'm sure I've seen it. It does sound familiar. I remember the picture on the video box at the video store. Did it have like a half-buried head? like a bluish colour. It rings a bell anyway. Anyway, back to the film. So she's pointing. She wants him to be the sacrifice, and all that. They're trying to save him. She's going on wormwood blazers and all. So they grab him, and then some bugger stabs him. This fella here, expiation. That's not what expiation means, mate. But anyway, stabbed poor Private Jessup repeatedly. So they're going to throw him out. Then she says, cast him to the beast, feed him to the beasts. So they're going to let the abomination smell his blood. So they throw him out. They're helpless because there's too many of them now. Too many are on Mrs. Carmody's side. So they throw him out. He tries to resist, but it's no good. They've thrown him out, and then he looks round, and there we see a big monster. In a minute. There we go. A big monster appears, which apparently... Let's go back again. She's gone upstairs, the cat. Which apparently is based on the boss from Monsters, Inc., the boss of the power plant. I've forgotten his name. But apparently it's based on him. So Frank Darabont says, that's my little nod to Pixar. Anyway. Yes, Sons of Beaches. Poor Star Killer. Why did you use the Force on them? And this is why I'm a recluse. Thomas Jane was great as the Punisher and as the bank robber in Stand. I don't know if I've seen the Punisher with Thomas Jane. Don't think. I've seen the one with Dolph Lundgren. I might have seen the one with Ray Stevenson. Is that right? I think that's just died. But I don't think I've seen the one with Thomas Jane in. Anyway. Just make sure we're still going while we're at it. Come on. Yep. Any messages on Rumble? No. No messages on Twitch? No. Right. Hey, Frank Darabont offered Jane the lead role in The Walking Dead and he turned it down. You know what I was going to say? I'm surprised. At the beginning, when we're on about, we see Jeffrey DeMunn and Melissa McBride and all that in The Walking Dead. I was actually going to say I wouldn't be surprised, if they'd offered Thomas Jane the Rick part. But there you go. Obviously they did. And he turned it down. It went to, what's his face? I forgot his bloody name now. The English fella. God, what they call him? Andrew Lincoln. There we go, Andrew Lincoln. South Africa. I'm back. Not a long stream. Harris didn't show up. He must have still been in the theatre. Hey, I'll have to watch it on the replay, won't I? I hope it were all right. I mean, what time is it? Only half an hour. William Sadler also good in Demon Knight. Another one I don't think I've seen. If Thomas Jane had been the lead in The Walking Dead, I might have watched more of it. Hey, not wrong with Andrew Lincoln. Anyway, quite a few, one or two English people in The Walking Dead, isn't there, doing American accents. But I can't remember the names. Andrew Lincoln is one of them, and there's another one. Anyway, so he gets got by this big creature that's based on the boss from the Monsters, Inc. power plant. It drags him off. We actually saw this in the trailer, didn't we? But it didn't show the creature. It just showed him disappearing. There we go. Just didn't show the creature. It just showed him being dragged off into the mist. And he smiles because, he's gone gaga, hasn't he? Anyway, another passage of time. Thomas Jane's having a nap. So anyway, they're gonna go now. There you go. Good old Ollie's got some supplies for them, ready to go. So they're gonna make a run for it. But she's waiting for them, and all the rest are. She said, "Where do you think you're going?" She's got a knife in her hand now. It's against God's will, and they say, "No, well, we're going." But she wants the boy now. She wants a sacrifice. It's basically, I think she says when it takes poor Private Jessup I think she says, the beast will leave us alone for the day now. And I think she's thinking they're going to sacrifice somebody every day. I got that impression, to keep the beasts at bay. But now she wants the boy, and I say they're all ready for it. Obviously, that's not going to happen. They go, we want the boy, so they start resisting, obviously. But there we go. And a shot rings out. Look, grab him. By the way, she's holding some milk for some reason. There you go, bottle of milk. And then a shot rings out in a minute. There you go, kill them all. Shot rings out. She's being shot through her milk by Toby Jones. And he finishes her off. They all scatter, look, like bloody silverfish. And you turn the light on, off they go. And he takes her out, shoots her in the head. Old double tap. There you go. They're all backing off. So right, so they get out now, and people shout, "You murdered her!" And he says to Thomas. Thomas Jane thanks him. 'Cause remember, they want to take his son and sacrifice him. And he says, if there were any other way, I wouldn't have shot her, but there were no other way, because. She were unreasonable, basically. Anyway, soldier is food for the... Yes, he was food for the monsters. This is the supermarket religious cult. Yes, it is. That's a good name for a film, isn't it? Or a series. Supermarket religious cult. A silverfish invasion would be even more scary than spiders. You don't see them now, though, do you, silverfish? They must still be... Have they become extinct? When I was a kid... We had loads of them. You'd come down at night, turn on the living room light or whatever, and they'd just all disappear. You'd see them. Don't see them now. Maybe they've become extinct. Silverfish would look scary, but not a problem for people, just ventriloquist dummies. See, I don't. That's a reference that I didn't get. Anyway, so there she's dead. With a CG blood and apparently a CG bullet hole. The blood on her dress is real, but apparently the blood that's spreading out, and that is CG. Couldn't they just painted a bullet hole on her head? I don't know, but they've done a CG bullet hole. Which probably cost, I don't know, $5,000 or something. I don't. Anyway, so they get out, and they're heading towards the car, but they split up for some weird reason. But Toby Jones gets to... David's car first, and it's amazing. He gets there and he opens all the doors when he gets there. As I said, they're split up into groups. Toby Jones on his own. David's got his little group with Jeffrey DeMunn and Laurie Holden and Francis Hagen, and his kid. And then there's three others. The fellow that had the shotgun in his truck, the manager of the store, and somebody else who I can't remember. And then we see that we see Ollie gets to the truck. He opens all the doors. There we go. He opens all the doors, ready for him. There we go. Because he's a top man. There he goes. Where are you? Where are you? But they stop in their tracks, and we look round. There's a big bloody monster behind him. Is it the same one that took the soldier? It looks like it, doesn't it? Anyway, it grabs him and basically kills him, and he drops his gun. There's a spray of blood. In a minute. Oh, for God's sake. Gets him. Oh, meanwhile, these lot. Oh, aye, that fella, him. Yes, he's with them. He's hurt himself. But they get got by the spiders. There we go. By the Zanti misfits. They all get got one by one. Meanwhile, poor Ollie's copping for it by the big monster in the mist. There we go. Get blood, and the gun somehow magnetically lands on the bonnet of the car, hood of the car. Don't look very, not very good CG blood there, is it? But never mind. Why did it just bounce off? From that height, it just bounced off, wouldn't it? Like I say, it's magnetic. Doesn't matter. Anyway, I think they got split up because of the mist. Well, yes, they just headed off. For some reason, they headed off in different directions or whatever. But never mind. Whatever happens, the boy must survive. They'll get in the cars, turn on the demister, and it's all over. Anyway. Right, all the others get got by the spider creatures. They make it to the truck and get in and shut the doors. Actually, no, I've just remembered. The manager makes it back to the supermarket. He gets back. He says, let me in. And they do, because we see him. He's inside the supermarket next time we see him. Meanwhile, poor this fella, who's had the shotgun in his truck, obviously not found his truck, but he gets got by the spiders. There we go, he disappears behind a truck, and they all pile on him. Thomas Jane was beeping his horn, by the way, to try and, so he'd let him know where he was, but it's too late, they've gone, so they drive off. They go, are we going? He wants to get the gun off the bonnet hood, whatever you want to call it. So he does, he grabs hold of it, just as one of them appears, but he grabs the gun just as the spider appears. It don't get him, it just crawls off, it just sods off. So they drive off. Right, so off they go, and they drive by the supermarket slowly for some reason. They don't stop and say, anybody else want to come in with us? We're just here. There we go, they drive by. But no, they just carry on. But we see all them in the supermarket. There's Jim. And we see the manager. They've let him back in. In a minute, there he is, look. So he survived in the mist, one of the few people who did. They just drive by and sod off. There we go. By the way, all the shots like this, with the car driving about, are in the studio set, just in front of the supermarket facade. Obviously you can't see it, but all these are just driving around in the studio. But they head back to his house, the Drayton's house, and we find out what's happened to his wife. There she is. Something's got her, the spiders, I presume. And with a CG face, or a superimposed face, because apparently the puppet, whatever, model, whatever, the strung up there, looked nothing like her. So they superimposed the actress's face. So she didn't make it. So he's sad about that. So he has a little teary eye. It's not very good with the tears, is Thomas Jane, but never mind. Luckily, the kid's not looking. So there we go. I'm sad. So they carry on driving. So let's see how far this gas will take us. I'm not exactly sure where they're supposed to be, but I don't know how far they've gone. But they pass this sign, Portland, that way, points south, New Hampshire, Massachusetts. Exit 11. Don't know. I don't know how far they go. It doesn't really say. They come across a bus, a school bus, with people that are being got. All this is in the studio, just in front of the supermarket. By the way. So they carry on. Oh, there we go. The big monsters coming now. They pull up here. I think this is all CG. This, because they wanted to do it with a miniature truck and all that, and Frank Darabont, and they said it's really easier just to do it in all digital, all CG. So they look up and they see it's this big creature, which I don't think's big enough, to be completely honest. Hang on. Get away from me, you eight-legged freak. That's a film I haven't seen for a long time. Nope, F 'em. They sided with Psycho Lady. That's true. Drive by. See ya, you're all gonna die. Ha ha ha. Actually, I bet they don't, actually. I bet they're fine. I bet they are. It's all going to be okay, because he got a replacement in the passenger seat. Nope. Anyway, so here we go. We see a big leg of a creature there, but I don't think this creature's big enough. Apparently, in the book, you only see its leg. They said, in the making of, it's described. He thought he was going to drive into a cliff. It just appears in the road. He thought he was going to drive into a cliff. The leg was that big, but then it lifts up or whatever and carries on. They look up and they can't see the creature. Its leg disappears into the mist. Obviously, for the sake of the film, I suppose, they wanted to see the creature. So here we go. We see it, some Lovecraftian beast with tentacles and that, with the bird things flying about, suggesting that they nest in the creature's tentacles. They fly above it as well. But what I'd have done, and I've had that, but then I'd have had another bigger leg come down, and they look up and they can't see whatever's at the end of that other leg. Maybe this is a baby one. That's what I'd have done. To show a truly massive, creature that made miles high. But anyway, off it goes. But that's still cool. This creature's thundering by. The truck's giving it all that with each step. I love watching Eight-Legged Freaks. So much fun. That's a long time since I've seen that. Size doesn't matter. Might do a watch party for Eight-Legged Freaks on Wednesday. I don't think I've got it. On physical media. It might be on Amazon. Nuke it from orbit. I don't know what they do with it. Anyway, there we go. Because it's walking by. So they're all, cool. So that just heads away. Like I said, I'd have done an even bigger leg. Here, as though this is walking underneath an even bigger creature. That's what I'd have done. I had the other leg come down and just crush this pole here. Massive. Taking up half the screen. That's what I'd have done. Anyway, right. So they set off again. Off they go. And then we see it pulls up. It's run out of fuel. So they're like, well, what we're going to do now? Nobody can say we didn't try. So they're all looking around and, just nodding at each other. So he gets the gun out, says, we've got 4 bullets. Remember, he used 2 on Mrs. Carmody, so there's 4 bullets left. But there's 5 of us, they say. But there's 5 of us. Can you just, throttle the kid or something? There'd have been a way, wouldn't there? Or she said, I'll hold little Billy's head up next to me and you can get us with 1 shot. Or just pistol whip him. Bludgeon him. But anyway, they're giving up quite easily, if you ask me. I don't like this ending, to be completely honest. It's a bit too nihilistic. It's a very 80s ending, isn't it? It's very nihilistic. But anyway, I think Joshua's sodded off. Oh, I still don't understand why they didn't just wait for a little bit. Exactly. I'd have just spent as long as I could, like, being alive. But anyway, could have just put a tube from the exhaust into the car. Well, no, because it's just run out of petrol. I still don't understand why they didn't just wait for a little bit. Yeah, that's it. Waiting as long as possible. But anyway, it doesn't wait. As you see, is it going to play when you're ready? Have I pressed play? I don't know. Oh, whatever. Why didn't it show that? How bizarre. Come on. They edited out the gunshots or something. Yeah, press play. Bang! There we go. Bang. Okay, it goes off 4 times, obviously. Pause. There they are. Where did you shoot him? Did you put it under his chin or something? So he's like giving it his all. He's sitting there going, I think I'm supposed to be unhappy. Look. And he tries to use the gun on himself. Obviously, he's run out of bullets. And so he gets out. And then he hears some growling. But it's not a creature, I don't think. Well, it isn't. It turns out, there we go, it's a tank. And then the mist starts clearing, as we see. And then we see Melissa McBride's back with 2 kids. And I don't think she's 8. She looks older than 8, doesn't she? Maybe they're not her kids. Maybe her kids didn't make it. I don't know. But Melissa McBride did. Here we see the soldiers clearing up with flamethrowers. For God's sake. Clearing up with flamethrowers. As trucks and tanks drive by, they're driving... Hang on. Keep going. The wide shot. They're driving away from the town, so obviously the mist has now cleared up, hasn't it? They're dead for what? As the camera pulls up, we get a look. Because that direction is where the town was, and it's all cleared up now. So I bet them in the supermarket are probably fine. They probably are. You can see the burning bug creature there and another one there. Don't know what they're going to do with the big thing. Don't know, but we see helicopters flying over, so maybe they'll just gunship it to death. But anyway, that's it. There you go. That's the end. Bit of a downbeat ending, isn't it? Bit of a downbeat ending. They ET'd it. He just took them out with walkie-talkies. They ET'd it. Yes, they took out... No, they didn't, though. They just weren't showing for some reason. Have any of you seen Rogue with the lovely Rada Mitchell? No, it's about a... I've not seen it, no, but it's about a crocodile, isn't it? About a crocodile. But Rada Mitchell were in Silent Hill. Speaking of Laurie Holden, patience is a virtue. Yes, it is. Oh, the monsters... I don't know. 5 hook everyone left in the supermarket and left thus the mist departed. Or, as Frank Darabont said... Let's go back again. Hang on. Oh, for God's sake. There we go. Leave it at that. Or as Frank Darabont said, maybe Mrs. Carmody was right and they just needed a sacrifice. And he sacrificed the boy, the innocent, and then the mist cleared. So maybe she was right. Maybe she was right. Anyway, what's happening with this flamethrower? Let's have a look, see what happens. It looks a bit flaccid, doesn't it? Does it get better? Oh, let's go back again. Oh, there we go. There we go. Yes, it just... my flamethrower's run out. Anyway. It's on Prime at the moment. Might do that next week. Rogue. I've not seen that one. I've seen Crocodile Dundee. And I've seen Bait. I presume it's Australian film. But Bait wasn't Australian, was it? I think it was made in Australia. But anyway. Or maybe it was Australian. I can't really remember. That's no flamethrower. He really needed a pee. Yes, looks like it. Hey, doctor. What's it mean when fire shoot out your dick? What, you mean there's a burning sensation when you urinate? No, I mean fire shoot out my dick. Bit of Eddie Murphy there. Took and left. Oh, right. The monsters took everyone, left in the supermarket, and left thus the mist departed. Well, if that's how you want to interpret it, I like to think that they're fine. And Thomas Jane just made the wrong decision. But anyway, so what's that in there? That white stormtroopers there from Hoth over there, aren't they? You see me mouse pointer. Anyway, never mind. Right. Anyway, so there we go. So that's the end of the film. A great film is The Mist. I say, Frank Darabont, why doesn't he make more films? I have no idea. But whenever he makes a film, it's amazing. They've all been good, haven't they? I've not seen The Majestic, so I don't know what that's like. Anyway. Holy crap. You're gaining massive subs, am I? Am I? I know I've gone up a little bit. I can't see. I've gone up a little bit, haven't I? I've been, not deleting, but I've been going through my live news streams and, unlisting them. Because somebody said somewhere that if you have too many live streams, it knackers up the algorithm or something. So I've been unlisting them. They're still on there if you've got the link. So it looks as though I've got fewer videos on this channel now. But anyway. Anyway, so there we go. Happy ending. The mist has gone. The mopping up the creatures. Everything's lovely, apart from the people in the car are all dead. But Thomas Jane's fine. I'm sure he'll get over it. He'll get over it, and he'll go and go to his cabin with his friends in Dreamcatcher and live through all this again. But never mind. Right, we'll leave it there. We'll leave it there. I'll remove that. I make myself big. There we go. Right. It's a cool film. Watch it. Watch it, The Mist. It's a cool film. Everybody likes The Mist, apart from Joshua Kanapke. He likes it apart from the end. It is a bit of a... I don't know. As Frank Darabont said, the ending is divisive. He said a screening he went to. He said 2 fellas came up to him with tears in their eyes and said, we loved the film, except for the ending. Please change the ending. And then they said, okay, thanks. And then they said, next up, 2 other fellas came with tears in their eyes and said, we loved your film, Frank. The ending was perfect. Don't change it. So, there you go. There you go. Anyway, Wingray says, if they make a sequel in the current environment, he'll be a bitter old man who never got over it. Yep. Great fun. You make The Mist bearable. It's a good film. It's a good film. So is The Fog. But I've done The Fog in back when. Way back when. I've done The Fog. So we've done The Fog. We've done The Mist. What shall we do now? A slightly steamy day. That'll be next, won't it? I'm glad I got to know that This Way. Won't bother watching it now. Watch it. It's good. The ending remains shrouded in mystery. Anyway, we'll leave it there. Right, so what's coming up next? I've forgotten. What day are we on? Friday. Sunday will be my news stream. Monday, where have I put it? It's down here. Monday, Magnificent Mondays. I'm banging into my microphone. And we're doing this week The Golden Voyage of Sinbad. With John Philip Law this time as Sinbad. And the lovely Caroline Munro. And I haven't decided what next week's Friday Night Appointment with Fear is going to be yet, I don't think. Did I? I can't remember now. I ordered some Blu-rays and I forgot what I've ordered. Let's have a look. Let's check me emails and me Amazon order. What did I order? I'm sure I ordered something for next week, if it comes in time. Oh, yes. Yes, I've just remembered. What I've ordered. So if it comes in time next week, or is it that one? I don't know. I'll decide in the week. I've ordered 2 horror films and 2 sci-fis. But never mind. Right. I'll decide in the week. Not Darkness Falls, no. But I do like that film with the Tooth Fairy and all that. I've got on my website, I've got this little page called Movie Moments. Hang on, I'll see if I can find it. Where I've got little animated GIFs of movie scenes. Where have I put it now? Where's my website? I forgot where I've put it now. Where will it be in? Will it be in the big screen? Yes, it is. Here we go. I'll share that. Hang on, maybe full screen. Oh, it don't matter. There we are. There's me movie moments scene. There, I've got Darkness Falls there. Look, if you hover over it, we see the Tooth Fairy there. I do like Darkness Falls. I do like it. Cool. There we go. Bit of Battlestar. Look, my favourite scene in Battlestar Galactica there. Bit of Deep Impact and all that jazz. Ghostbusters. Bit of Mars Attacks. Hey, good old animated GIFs, eh? Bit of Phantom Menace. Watched that the other day, didn't we? There we go. Anyway, whatever. Right, so that's by the by. Right, get rid of that. Right, no double feature on Monday. No double feature. A horror movie just called Condensation. Yes. Yes, or slightly steamy, or, Sea Fret. Sea Frets. what we should have. That's the next one. I'm currently working on adapting Darkness Falls and Dead Silence to Ravenloft domains for Dungeons and Dragons. Oh, cool. Cool. I think I've seen Dead Silence as well, but I can't remember offhand. But it rings a bell. It rings a bell. Anyway, we'll leave it there for now. What time is it? 11 o'clock. Right. So, is that it? What have I ever said? Yes, I've said what's done Monday, haven't I? And next Friday, I haven't decided. It's one of two films. Actually, both films that it could be, both films. So it's a clue, directed by Robert Rodriguez. So there you go. Evil, that's it, yes, evil, yes, with like real bodies with going, yes, that one, innit, yes, I've seen that, I quite enjoyed that, yes. Anyway, right, cool, right, we'll leave it there. Friday double feature, no, no more double features, unless the short films. I don't want to do the double features for short films, but if the long ones, ooh, good guess. That's one of them. It's not a long list, is it, really? Robert Rodriguez directed. I don't think he did many horror films, did he? But anyway. Right, great stream. Off to bed now. See you next time, Steve. Yes, see you later, Melvin. Have a nice night's sleep. Don't forget to take the dog for a walk before you go to bed. Anyway, right. I'm going myself. Right, we'll leave it there. So, Spy Kids, that's horrific. My son loves that film. I think he likes The Shark Girl and Lava Boy as well, which I've never seen. But anyway, right, leave it there. So, thank you, Wingrace, Sci-Fi Quest, Joshua Kanapke, Josh Temple, and Castellar Daniel Garcia for keeping me company while I go through the mist and we get all depressed at the end because everybody dies, apart from, well, the main characters die. Apart from Thomas Jane, I'm sure he's fine. A bit of therapy. He'll get over it. He'll be right. So anyway, right. So we'll leave it there. So thanks for watching. Oh, by the way, before we go, don't forget, go over and subscribe to Sci-Fi Quest. Just search on YouTube for Sci-Fi Quest. You'll find it. And subscribe to him. He has lots of live streams and does videos and stuff like that. It's great fun. It does, watch parties and all that stuff. It's all cool. Also, go over and subscribe to Wingrace. He does his reviews and his little news things. And what else? His comic book shorts. He does his shorts that are hugely amusing. And his comic book buys. Where does he keep them all? I've no idea. But he always gets loads. So go and subscribe to Sci-Fi Quest and Wingrace. And I don't think Joshua Kanapke or Josh Temple have YouTube channels yet, but I could be wrong. I'll have to search for them. Right, we'll leave it there. And I don't know if Daniel Daniel Garcia, has a YouTube channel. I will have to search for that as well. But if he does, subscribe to him as well. Right, I'm going. I have no living space. Right, so we'll leave it there. So, thanks for watching. Don't have nightmares, and wherever you are, look after each other, and until next time, I'll see thee.